G'day guys, you're here with Curly Dave and Tom again, and what we're doing today is going to assemble one of Australia's most elite chairs, Casada's Alphasonic 2. Now, it's a really good idea to get prepared, guys, because what you need, as you can see, you've got a large box, so you need, a bit of space, so a garage or a veranda. So what we're going to do is cut off all our straps. There we go. Very simple. And we're going to put a little hole in the middle, because that's going to, as we lift the box up, let the air out and make your life a hell of a lot simpler. Right, let's pull them up. There we go. Ease it off. Then flip it over. There we go. Now folks, make sure you get rid of all your rubbish, because you don't want to be tripping on something, because there is a lot of it. As you can see right here, they're so well packed. It's not funny. So your chair's going to get to you in very, very good condition. And I'm going to start pulling up those straps. They're a massive trip hazard. And I'm going to get rid of those. And break the edges of the box too, guys. That's going to make your life a hell of a lot easier. And then we'll get rid of that. Okay guys, when you get your shipment, it comes in two boxes. Now, you've seen the main one here with the main part of the chair, the leg pieces and all the accessories. Now in the second box, what we're going to do is show you what's in there, which is the arm pieces. So once again, we'll just take off our plastic and get rid of it. Now, a good idea when you open this second one is go through the side and then lift it up, and then always go up towards it, because you don't want to cut what's in there. Okay, that's very important. Okay, that way you can see that we're not going to harm it. There is stuff in there as well. Whole piece of plastic, so there we go. Now it's a good idea, and what we're going to do is show you all the parts now, and the idea now is to take them into where you're going to set up the chair. Now leave them in the plastic, okay, because you don't want to hurt any parts of your chair. So pull those out, short, there we go. And then we're going to just lay those out, just pop those just there. And the second one, rip that out fine. And then once again, guys, get rid of your rubbish, okay, because you don't want anything in the way. So we'll pop him over here. There we go. Now, we're going to show you what you've got here, which is your two arm pieces, left and right. They're all marked, okay, so you're not going to get confused. Now, this is our leg assembly, okay. So these are quite heavy, so like, yeah, take them in and put them down where you're going to make it there. This is our little accessories pack. That's got our remote in it. It's got also your tools, your power cord, and your book on how to use it. So we'll pop that down to the side. We'll show you what's in that later. And now, these are also the little arm pieces. You'll see what they are in a sec. I'll take this plastic off. A little bit of foam. And we're going to lift it off. Make sure you always straighten your back up. Push that down there. We're just going to lift it off onto the floor. There we go. And we're ready to go. And once again, get rid of your rubbish. There we go. All nice and neat. And we're going to leave this little bit on. We'll show you why in 2 seconds. Now that we've got everything out of the box, you can move the chair to where you need to. Now if you pick it up, just here, you can roll it wherever you need to. There's a couple of wheels on the back, so it makes it easy for where you want to put it. Now, really good idea if you've got tiles or timber is get an old rug, flip it upside down, and then we can tilt it, pop it underneath, and you can push it wherever you want. Now, in our little accessories box, you can see that we've kept that. That's just to protect the chair there. You're going to need a Phillips head screwdriver for a start, but you also need what's in here. Now that's our remote, we'll get to that in a minute. You also get your power cord. We're just going to pop these over here, and you've got your basically your book here as well. Okay, so upside down this way, but more importantly, you've got all your little bits and pieces. So there we go. You've got all your nuts and bolts and things like that, and what I do with those is pop that open and put them down there, and now we're ready to start. Okay guys, you can see we've unpackaged our first arm, and I must say it is much easier if you use two people to do this, because we've got some little hoses down here for our air, and we've also got our electrics to attach. So I'm going to get Tomo to do that while I'll hold it in position.
So you can see here we've got our electrics there and our two air hoses, so color coded blue and green, and that's going to match these guys over here, our two air hoses and our color coded electrics there. Just remember, you do want these to poke out underneath the rail here. You don't want it coming through there or over the top, so just keep it down there. Okay. So easy little clip-in connectors there.
You can't stuff them up, guys, because they won't go in. Okay, that's why we have the color coded. That's perfect.
And I'm just going to reach this guy over here. Don't know if you can see that. He was around the wrong way. There we go. So that's easy. That's our electrics done. Nice tight connection there. I'm just going to pop down and get these air hoses done. So we're going to start with the two blue guys there. So I'm just going to turn that. And that just simply goes straight in there. Now they are a nice tight seal, so it does help just to wiggle it in to get a nice connection all the way through. And then you can see there, that's perfectly in there. That's all you have to do. And I just bring that little connector up there, little blue coated ring. Okay, number two, these are our two green hoses. Same thing again. Oh, just get a better angle. And we're just gonna wiggle that in, work it right to the back. And there we go. So that's both of those done. And then we've got this conveniently placed little sack there with Velcro. So we're just going to fold it over, Velcro those two up, and that's just going to poke back in there nicely as we bring the chair, the arm towards the chair. Okay guys, now that we've got our electrics and our air hose connected there for the side of the arm, we're now going to work on lining up the screw holes. So you've got two sets of screws. We've got the 4 long ones there, the longer for the back, and then your 4 short there for the front. So first things first, we're going to bring the chair arm towards the chair. Now what's going to happen here is this part of the chair here is going to rest nicely on that section there, and that's going to line up these screw holes perfectly with the two we have on the side there. So as we bring that in, and we're just going to come around the front though as well, as that's lining up, you'll notice here at the front, these two screws will, holes will line up as a little rail just clips in on top, and that's ready to go. Okay guys, this is where you need your Phillips head screwdriver, and this is where we're going to use the smaller of the screws there. You can see we've already got our 2 screws there lined up, and then away we're going to go just by tightening those up.
That's basically going to help align the back 2 screws as well, so pretty important step, folks.
Now we're not going for a complete tight screw in, just enough to keep that steady and in place. I think we are good with that for now.
Pretty good, alright.
Okay, we're at the back now, guys. This is where the second longest screws come in. Now, I'm just going to ask Dave here, your second person holding the chair arm, just wants to push in, bring that arm as close to the chair as possible. And because we've started with those first two screws at the front, these should just line up perfectly. So we're just going to send them in place, find that thread, and away we go.
Just make sure you keep pushing that in, just so they are quite a long screw, as you'll notice, so they have to go in quite a way before they grab the thread. So yeah, keep that pressure on there.
Okay.
Yep. You can see how long those screws are, and that's the benefit of a ratchet screwdriver too, folks. It does make your life a hell of a lot easier. And you can pick them up in department store. They're not expensive. There we go. Do that one up. And now I just tighten these up, hold that in place. So you can see, folks, it really is quite very simple. It is German engineered and designed, and you are buying one of the most elite chairs in Australia. So there we have it. Our first arm is basically on. So then we'll get on to our next arm, and then we'll show you how to put in the footwell and explain some of the controls. Okay guys, you can see that we've got our second arm here, and then if you notice there just slightly, it's slightly different. It just doesn't have as many electrics on this side. So you've got your electric there, and you've got your two colour-coded air hoses, and they are attached exactly the same way. Just make sure that those hoses there are definitely underneath that rail. That's most important, okay? You don't want to be cutting them off with those rollers there. So the electric goes in, very simple, and then the air hoses, just as we did before. And then we'll line up the chair with the screws as we did on the other side. And then all we have to do is attach the footwell, which is a two-man operation once again, but still a very simple but well-engineered piece of equipment. Now don't forget, folks, it's really important to actually Velcro up that little sack there. It is protecting your investment, so don't forget to do that, okay? It is there for a reason. And once that's all tied up, once again, we just go about what we did before by grabbing the arm moving it up to the front here. Make sure we're hooking it on, and we're ready for our first screws.
So now we've got our electrics and air hoses connected again, the chair arms in place, same thing as we did before with those 2 screws. Tighten these up first, firm but not tight, and then we'll finish off the back screws before coming back to tighten these up. Okay guys, last 2 screws to get in there. Remember to get some help from a second person just to apply a bit of pressure forward with that chair arm so it's right up against those screw holes so they do align up beautifully. So I've just got my first guy in here. We've lined that one. Always better to start with your bottom screw first, and that'll help the second go in much easier.
There we go.